The Cardinals season comes to an end as they can't escape Oregon with the win, falling to Linfield College 30-14 in the second round of the playoffs. We recap the game and take a look at the highlights of the 2012 campaign right now on the Red Zone. Welcome to the Red Zone. I'm Mark Dahlquist. With me to start things off is head coach for the Cardinals, John Thorne. Coach, thanks so much for coming in.
Good to be here, Mark.
So obviously a tough way to end the season with the 30-14 loss to Linfield College, but you got to be pleased with the way your guys fought all year.
You know, they did fight hard. We had some breaks go against us in that very first quarter. Had we been able to put any of those points on the board, I think it would have helped tremendously. You know, we were a step or two slower than we normally are, which is, you know, understandable when you have to travel that far 2 weeks in a row. But I thought the guys mentally were ready. I thought their spirits were high. They were enthusiastic. They played really hard. Our contact level was good. So a lot of things were working, but unfortunately we turned the ball over way too many times.
Yeah, you mentioned the turnovers, 7 on the day, and it seems like that was consistent with the Cardinals' losses this season. You guys, when you weren't able to hold on to the ball, a loss was coming your way.
Right. Yeah, I mean, we even won a couple games where we still had a few too many turnovers, but when we played better teams and turned it over, we had a hard time overcoming that sometimes. You know, we had 416 yards of offense. Our defense did a great job and held Linfield to 330 yards. I mean, usually that says good things for the score, but not this time. You know, we had 23 first downs. I think they had something like 15 and so forth. So a lot of good things were happening, but not quite able to finish. You know, you get to a certain point on the field, and now you have to finish, get in the end zone, and they did a great job. Linfield's a fabulous team. They played very fast. They made some great plays, especially with their defense, and a few plays on offense where they, you know, we thought we had the guy covered, and he still caught the ball, and we didn't knock it down, and that kept a few drives alive that really hurt us. Yeah,
if you look on paper, it looks like the Cardinals won the battle defensively. You couldn't come away with the win, but this defense has really showed strides this year.
Oh my gosh, yes. It was really fun to watch the whole team, but especially on the defensive side. We had lost quite a few players, and to see the whole thing come together the way it did was great. On the offensive side, we just could not. Our offensive linemen had so many concussion issues and so many injury issues that it was always hard to get that consistent play down after down after down because they're not getting enough reps with the same guy next to him. But I still thought that they played well and overcame so many of these difficult situations and allowed us to, you know, be a pretty strong offense all the way around offensively, running the ball especially, but running, passing, scoring, it was usually there, but not Saturday.
Yeah, the team was definitely strong all year, and the defense couldn't shut out the Wildcats, but still had a season to be proud of. Let's take a look at the top defensive moments of the year. We start off our top defensive moments of the year with Shane Durking, who led the team in interceptions, and none were more impressive than the diving one against Elmhurst. Coming in at number 4 is Josh Beveridge, who may be a newcomer, but he played like a veteran against Illinois Wesleyan, registering 2.5 sacks on the day and 7.5 on the year.
Another sack.
Nick Slezak takes the number 3 slot, showing he still has wide receiver skills on the defensive side of the ball, as he spoiled Redland's trip to the Midwest with 2 picks against the Bulldogs. The whole defense can claim the second best moment of the year, as North Central led the conference in both sacks and tackles for loss, while holding opponents to the lowest amount of points en route to their 7th straight CCIW championship. And our top defensive moment goes to the squad senior captain Joey Michaels, as he returns a pick to the house against Illinois Wesleyan for the 2nd straight season. Coach, you mentioned you guys lost a lot of guys last year on defense. That may not be the case going into next season, where you're only going to lose a couple guys and that entire defensive line starters will be back.
Yeah, Linfield's not going to lose a single defensive player. But we aren't going to lose very many. So we should have, 9 returners that have had lots and lots of experience, at those 9 spots. Maybe it'll be down to 8. It depends on Alex Perella if he decides to, come back and play for a 5th season. Offensively, it's almost the same, of course, trying to figure out a way to replace what Nick and Jordan have done for us the last 3 years is really going to be a daunting task for those next running backs.
Right.
And hopefully that pressure's not too much for them. Sometimes you don't, as a coach, you don't want to keep saying, well, hey, Nick did this, Jordan did this. You're going to be the next Nick, the next Jordan. Well, all of a sudden they're all panicky and worried about it, and we want them to just kind of relax and enjoy it and be who they are.
Well, coming in, Nick had to follow up Dominic Sula, who
was
wasn't too shabby of a running back. So
wasn't too easy, was it?
You guys have been able to produce and basically replace. So I think sometimes having those guys in front of them that played so well sometimes motivates these guys to be even better, wouldn't you say?
It does, and what really helps is what I'm so excited about is our players from the past always want to play it forward. They always want to be there to help that next player who's going to play their position,
right,
but also other positions on the team, and it's just been some of the greatest years of my entire life to be able to spend time with the players that we've had over these 11 years, and hopefully that's going to continue.
Well, hopefully there's more good things to come. Don't go anywhere, because we continue to break down the Cardinals with Coach Thorne right after this.